We're receiving warnings that if we don't either get more energy or curtail our usage of energy, we could have 3-hour rolling blackouts across the winter. Is it 1976 that everybody's thinking of? I was only 4, but I have a vague memory of doing stuff by candlelight in the old house in Kidderminster. So how those two go together is something that apparently only Liz Truss understands. We've got a threat of rolling blackouts, but a public information campaign to encourage and help us to curtail our energy usage has received the prime ministerial kibosh. Don't get it. 0345 6060 973. Here's the question. Where does it come from? Either psychologically, politically or economically. This hatred of the nanny state. I don't understand it. I really don't. Nannies are a good thing. I'm thinking more of nans, grandmas. I never had one myself, actually. They'd both passed away before I was born. But so you have nannies at boarding school, and they're the people that provide pastoral care. They're the ones in loco parentis. They're the people who look after you. Jacob Rees-Mogg, ironically, still has his living in the family home, I believe. She sort of moved on from him to his children. So nannies are generally good. A bit like do-gooders. What do you want us to be, if not do-gooders? You want us to be bad doers or ambivalent? I don't know. So there's something psychological here, as well as political and or economical. The idea that there is a phalanx, and a lot of it seems to be linked to these bizarre, secretly funded lobby groups masquerading as think tanks that have infiltrated every level of Liz Truss's government. The same people that don't think you should have limits on sugar in fizzy drinks or on advertising of junk food or putting it. So Rees-Mogg disagrees about that, the placing of really unhealthy food in supermarkets. So there are times when the two would agree with each other on the nanny state. But on this, they don't. I'm more interested in the bigger picture of where we think it comes from, this antipathy towards caring government. And here's my theory. Okay, you ready? I think that these people, whether they realise it or not, are of the view that because they're okay, because I'm all right, Jack, we shouldn't be spending any money on looking out for people who aren't. This is, I think, an absolute tenet of Liz Truss's professed ideology. I'm all right. Why would we be spending money on looking after people who aren't me? I think this runs through a certain brand of conservatism like Blackpool through a stick of rock. I'm all right. Why would we spend money on that? I'm not obese. Why would we spend money on anti-obesity strategies? I'm not cold. Why would we spend money on energy information campaigns? I'm okay. I'm fine. Why would we spend money on helping people who aren't? I don't live on junk food and fizzy pop. I don't walk past 35 billboards on the way from the nursery to home with my kid calling as we go past each one to have nuggets for tea and a pint of lemonade. So why should we possibly limit the amount of billboards that are importuning our children to pour poison and unhealthy products down their neck every meal? I don't need any educate. Why do we have educate? I don't need a police force. I've never been a victim of crime. Why have we even got police forces? I'm being simplistic, maybe. But of all the things I hate, I think I hate this most. Because what it does is take privilege and turn it into something that's never enough. It takes advantage, it takes good fortune, it takes serendipity, and it takes privilege. And it tells the people who possess it that they deserve more. And the people who've got less don't deserve any help at all. And of course it comes back to these ghoulish think tanks, always talking about tax and free markets and libertarianism, because we don't know who funds them. But you can be fairly confident that the people who fund them are on the hook for quite a lot of tax. And they don't want to be. They want to pay less tax, which means they don't want to be paying to look after you or your children or the rest of us. They don't need it. They don't even need an NHS, thank you very much. We can quite easily pay for our own healthcare and our own medicine. Why on earth should my taxes be used to pay for yours? And that's what I think is going on. You are more than welcome to contradict me, agree with me, or put some flesh upon the bones of my thinking. And you can do so by dialing 0345 6060 973. Why would Liz Truss be, quotes, ideologically opposed, end quotes, to helping us all cut our energy usage in a country facing rolling blackouts within months.